What's up, all? Playing another scenario out of We Stand Alone. Lock and load. It is the Battle of Foy, as seen in Band of Brothers and the book. So this is from the Band of Brothers book by Stephen Ambrose. It's the only book I have on the battle. There are others that have come out that have kind of maybe looked at the history with more perspectives. But anyway, this is the one I've got. So this is from page 209, Band of Brothers. The photo is from the book Band of Brothers by Stephen Ambrose. So this is during the Battle of Foy, when Dyke had stopped moving for whatever reason. Winters grabbed an M1 and started to run across the field, headed for the stationary company and its pinned down first platoon. He intended to take command, get those men moving, but as he ran down, he thought, geez, I can't do this. I'm running this battalion. I can't commit myself. He turned and raced back. And as I was coming up, there was Spears standing right in front of me. Spears, take over that company and relieve Dyke and take that attack on in. Spears took off running. Winters turned his attention to his job. Lieutenant Foley described the results. Winters commanded the machine gunners to lay down a base of protective fire so that we, 1st Platoon, could finish off what we had started, and for the mortars to concentrate on those 2 haystacks. A grenade launcher let go with several rounds, and when that stack began to burn, the 2 snipers became casualties. So this scenario is a little different. There's some of the weapons and stuff they talk about that aren't available to you. And they do talk about artillery later that we don't really have. But we do have the machine guns and mortars. So that's cool. But I need to read further on about the battle. But, you know, in the show, they show there is an 88. They do show that is in the game. That's in the movie or the TV show. But they also show tanks, of which they don't have in here. But that German unit was pulling out from that town. The other thing I want to point you to, and I'll put a link in the show notes, is the Little Wars TV playing of the battle using, I think, chain of command, so in miniatures. So it's pretty cool. I think you could modify the scenario if you wanted to kind of match those orders of battle too, if you wanted. All right, that's that, and enjoy the rest of the battle report. So here it is. The Americans start out here, have to go all the way across, take and control all the buildings on that map. This is a great map here, but it also is tough to see the features and stuff. It's pretty good though. Anyway, there's no Germans are on the map. There's not that many German units, and they show up kind of piecemeal throughout each turn, and only can show up as opportunity fire. And they do have Lieutenant Michael here is representing Lieutenant or Captain Dyke, whichever, I don't remember what he was. Well, the one there's a little bit of controversy about how he really performed on this battle. But if any multi-man takes a wound, or no, if anyone gets shaken or hit, or he takes a wound, he's replaced by Spears, or Hero Herd, who's got 2 skills. So that'll be interesting, pretty clear. So I'm going to point to the, of course there's Band of Brothers, the episode about Foy, and there's also the Little Wars TV that did a great discussion about it and their perceptions of Dyke and Spears, and then they played out on the miniature battlefield. So there you go. I'll come back after turn 1. I have started it, and these guys are all crawling across the field. Hey everybody, into turn 1, just a little bit of movement, a little bit of firing, no damage. Oh, well, I did shook that guy in that building there by 1. So that's good for the Americans. And there's no one to rally him. His leader's over here, so he could rally this machine gun or get up there to help him fire better. The Americans are making progress. No one's hit or damaged yet. And there we go. There's not very many Germans here. And there are no tanks. There is an 88 that can show up when the hero shows up. All right, well, Foy. Into turn 2. So I forgot to roll for initiative. In this turn it mattered in turn 2, but it's fine. But I did roll for turn 3 and Americans got it. So this shaken guy for the Germans is moving back. I've moved the deadly leader into here, so now he'll be able to help. I think he rolls 2 dice. I think deadly rolls 2 dice for firing. That's gonna be bad. Got all these boys here in the open. and they don't have to just wait for op fire, but they're going to wait. These guys are all getting close here, so I can't. This is when I go like, I don't know if I should. So I could move. Yes, I can move adjacent to him. Probably gonna do that instead of spotting, because spotting never works. So I can take these two buildings. Question is, do I fire on him to prevent that? My mortars and machine guns are doing jack crap. They did something initially, and then they've not done much. So anyway, that's where we are, and turn 3, and it's 8 turns. This is turn 3. And the Germans can bring in the rest of their people, so they will. And they have to bring them in for op fire. So they may not come in until later, when they are back, when they're getting back here. And that's a stone building there, so that's 3. A defense of 4. Do you have a question if the terrain modifiers are cumulative? So like here's a woods, or I have woods and a wall. I'm trying to find that, I can't remember. Got a cemetery here, that's interesting, you don't see that very often. And LC, no op fire. Yeah, if you're low crawl, you don't get op fired on, so unless you're in the open. All right, that's it. We'll see you. Hey, everybody, into turn 1. Just a little bit of movement, a little bit of firing, no damage. Oh, well, I did shook that guy in that building there by 1. So that's good for the Americans. And there's no one to rally him. His leader's over here, so he could rally this machine gun or get up there to help him fire better. The Americans are making progress. No one's hit or damaged yet. And there we go. There's not very many Germans here. And there are no tanks. There is an 88 that can show up when the hero shows up. So yeah. What's up, all? Playing another scenario out of We Stand Alone. Lock and load. It is the Battle of Foy, as seen in Band of Brothers and the book. So here it is. The Americans start out here. Have to go all the way across. Take and control all the buildings on that map. This is a great. It's a great map here, but it also is. It is tough to see the features and stuff. It's pretty good though. Anyway, there's no Germans are on the map. There's not that many German units, and they show up kind of piecemeal throughout each turn, and only can show up on as opportunity fire. And they do have Lieutenant Michael here is representing Lieutenant or Captain Dyke, whichever, I don't remember what he was. Well, the one there's a little bit of controversy about how he really performed on this battle. But if any multi-man takes a wound, or no, if anyone gets shaken or hit, or he takes a wound, he's replaced by Spears, or Hero Herd, who's got 2 skills. So that'll be interesting, pretty clear. So I'm going to point to the, of course there's Band of Brothers, the episode about Foy, and there's also the Little Wars TV that did a great discussion about it and their perceptions of Dyke and Spears, and then they played out on the miniature battlefield. So there you go. I'll come back after turn 1. I have started it, and these guys are all crawling across the field. See ya. All right, end of turn 3. I love these boards, but it is really hard to see things here. So let's, so basically the Americans have moved up. They've taken these 2 buildings, shaken, good order. How'd that work? He was shaken by the sniper, who I put him in here. So he was shaken by the sniper. These 2 guys got up to this building. Both were shaken. There's a medic in there with him now. These guys got up here to this building, and they were fired upon, but nothing happened. These guys have been whittled down. There's only a leader in there now because of, mortar fire. Mortar fire, they have special targeting they can do, and it's the 60 mil. Fire machine gun, I mean, it was just relentless. So we've got movement up there. The 88 was shaken by a mortar, and half squad in there with them was shaken as well. Oh, you know what? This guy did not move this turn, so I'm going to move him back. At the time, there was no one to move, so he would have gone 1, 2, 3. He would move back here. Then we can put a leader back here with him, so he would have moved to here. Okay, so that's it. Moving on to turn 4. So we got a couple of situations. I really would love it. These guys could move in here. They could take that building and get that machine gun. I almost more would rather them do that than these guys. I worry about these guys here. So let me roll for initiative, so see how that's going to work. White is German, green is American, turn 4. German initiative, turn 4. We'll see what happens. See ya. All right, here we are at the end of turn 4. Americans have made a little bit of progress. They backed off their shaking guys off here. I missed definitely one time shooting that. I could have rotated it. I didn't even think about that. Rotating it to shoot it? Duh. The Americans moved up to here to try and start taking this church over here. Now this leaves this building open, but right now there's no Germans. I could put the Germans in there. But they have to go, and I've got a couple more, another leader and a unit. So I'm putting the leader with a unit when they are placed. I don't know if that's the intention of the thing, of the scenario, but it says a unit and its support weapon. Is the leader a unit, or is leader? I put a leader with a unit because I thought, what's the point? It'd be 3 turns before they could use them. Because they would get, like, you could place this unit in reaction to someone moving, and then you could place a leader here. So, and then the next turn, the leader could move here, and then the next turn they could influence them. I don't know, seems weird. Some shaken German units here I'm trying to get back into a leader. I was gonna put a leader here. I should have also put that leader in here when this guy moved here instead of shooting a sniper with him. The sniper actually missed. And this shaken guy started moving back, and then this fanatic guy came and took their place in the building. So let's see who gets initiative first. Again, this could be bad. So Americans get it. So that's good for the Americans. They can go in there and do what they're gonna do in that building. So this is turn 5 of 8. Into turn 5. Fired, didn't do much. These guys decided to move up because they need to get closer to the battle. They're gonna move one at a time. The Americans are really hurting here. These guys moved up. This leader and unit moved in here like I was gonna do last time. Fired on him, reduced him. It was like a 9 check. So that was bad. Then I had a unit move in here. There was a fanatic leader. He rallied everybody, and everyone was wiped out on both sides. So now there's a medium machine gun in there. And this guy was shaken going in. It wouldn't have helped based on the rolls, but so he's shaken. Got lots of shaken units here. Germans have a few shaken as well, but now they have a leader in here to rally that guy. It's just not going well. Let's see who's got the initiative. What's gonna happen in turn 6? Let's go here, white dice, German. Oh boy, German initiative. Now they just gotta figure out which one do they want to take out first. And I think they're gonna go, if this leader can rally, he'll fire on these guys. See ya. Well, into turn 6, and that is the game. Mainly because even if all these guys were healthy, I don't think I could move fast enough to get into this building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still have 7 hexes to go. I've only got 3 of the 10 buildings. So that's a bummer. Lots of breaking. These guys moved to go take that. They broke, of course. He fired, broke him. These guys meleeed and took out the hero. So the Battle of Foy is lost. Even my hero couldn't make it happen. Let's say who couldn't make it happen. It's probably me, not my hero. I struggle with this. I struggle with attacks. It's almost a little discouraging because it's like, man, especially if I was playing against an opponent, I'd be like, I just don't have any clue. That's why I need to play more opponents face to face so I can see how they would attack. I try to be more aggressive, but I don't know. I'm not setting myself up for success or something. I mean, I was laying down good fire. I had good fire from machine guns and mortars. They did some good stuff occasionally, but then they were still distanced. Still, I had to spot a couple times, which I passed. I don't know if I need to use smoke. Stack less. I don't know. I'm not clear what I need to do to get across this big field when your movement's also limited. I mean, it appears to be hard for the Germans initially because they have so few people. I may send a note and see if the leaders aren't supposed to be with them initially, then that would be even harder for the Germans. Maybe that would be it too. Maybe that's the balance. Anyway, it's fun. I mean, I got the 88 fire and acquiring. I need to find out also if these mortars acquire. This mortar does, but it's different because they're accurate. This I need to check if they get an acquire marker like I was given the 88. So, all right, it was fun. Battle of Foy, lost. Not even spears could save them. So, that's that. And I got something I'm kind of excited about trying out here. I don't know if I have the right pieces for it, but I'm sure I'll have a video up about that too. We'll see you later.